Good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining me this morning. I'm here to answer a few questions on what do I use for starting my fires and stuff when I'm out there in the woods. I received a few questions on just that, like what do I use? I don't use one specific thing. In front of me here, I have 5 different items that I actually use, and what I do with these items is I break them up, and I have this little container here. I break them up, waterproof container. And now every single one of these items, other than this, is actually, I don't want to say waterproof, but you can light it when it's wet. This here is, what do you call it, sawdust and wax. I bought that in a block at the store. Actually, I got it in my Christmas stocking, so I used some of that. This, obviously, been around for millions of years. Works wet as well. It's birch bark. This is also, it's a pine sap. It's really flammable. You can find this in any pine forest. Usually when a branch breaks off or if there's a little damage to the tree will mend itself using this, which explains why pine trees, when they catch fire in the forest, explode. This stuff is extremely flammable and will light wet as well. Not as well as the birch bark lights wet, but it will still light wet. This stuff here, which I've just shown you a second ago, is actually just paper, but it came in a package I got delivered from Amazon, and it is extremely flammable and lights, I guess maybe because of the way it's cut, it just catches flame in a heartbeat. And this here is something I got from the dollar store. It's a little block, fire starter blocks. It's quite fibrous, if that's the word I should use, but I think it is. I guess you just pull out the corner like that, and oops, not like that, but you pull off the corner and you strike it with your lighter or with your ferro rod. Ferro rod, that's right. I don't really like doing that. What I had done is, let me just reach over here. My little tiny bushcraft knife. I am getting another knife, so this is the one I use for now. It's just a little tiny thing. But I've taken a hammer to it a few times to break wood and whatnot. It works quite well. What I do with this, as you see, I've already done some here. I just take the edge of the knife and scrape it a few times. Like making a feather stick, if you would, out of a branch. There you go. I pop that off. Now this would light with the slightest of spark. Just the slightest of spark. Let me see if I can get close there and focus. Oops, drop the piece. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get that focused, but it's quite flammable. Makes your fire starting quite easy. And what I do, I'll throw some of that in here with that. This little container I was mentioning a few moments ago, I have each one of these items in it, but it's all mixed, as you can see. So what I normally will do is I'll just grab a pinch. I seem to have a lot of the fiber stuff on top. I'll just grab a pinch of it like this. I'll put it obviously in the fire. One touch of your lighter and you are good to go. That thing's going to catch fire and you get your fire up and going. Even in light rain too. That seems to work well. And there we go. We should put that back in there. Apparently I don't do well with sharp things. A lot of my friends will say that. I guess my fingers kind of vouch for that as well. But I do tend to wear gloves now that whenever I operate anything sharp, which I do have some quite sharp items now. I'm glad everyone's allowing me to have sharp items. And let me just move this. I'll just show you some of the items I use for cutting. Obviously I use the little hatchet for bringing any, sticks to a point so I can hammer them into the ground and use them for spikes and whatnot. That's my brand new Boreal 21-inch saw. That is a beautiful saw. I'm in love with this thing. It's great. This knife here, my son Raymond got for me. This saw my son Dylan just got for Christmas. That came from Jim. Everyone knows who Jim is in my videos. That also came from Jim in my videos. This thing is amazing. And this nice little, I'm going to call it, how do you say that word? Golan's? Golan's little tiny, this is the one that got me. This is the one that cut me. Like that one video, got my finger. Really good right there. Oh yeah, look at that scar. Anyway, so yeah. That's what I use to cut my wood and stuff with and prepare all the firewood and get my work done at the cabins or shelters. Those are the tools I use. I'll back to my fire bag here. Here is my fire bag. This is the one I bring with me all the time. I have everything in there, birch bark, the delivery, Amazon delivery paper, little pieces of wood. I don't know why I'm doing this one hand. I actually have a stand here. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, it works better. Now I can see what I'm doing. Keep my lighter in there. You know, little tiny logs. I actually have another lighter. Keep them together. Well, actually, no, this one I keep in my knapsack separate. What am I doing? Nice big piece of that pine sap. Look at that, eh? That makes a great fire starter. And I actually thought I had one of those little blocks in here. Oh, actually, I think this block here is the one I took out of there. So I'll put all this stuff back in the fire bag. That stuff I'll put in there. Put all that stuff in there just to keep it from making a mess on my table. There we go. So that would be my fire bag. A lot of good items in there. Actually, I should put more wood in there. I prepared some wood this morning in the backyard. Just a few pieces. They're stacked like logs, but they're not logs. They're just little pieces of wood. Nice little pieces, actually. The reason I cut them to this size is, well, this. It's my little Boohoo camp stove. It's tiny. It's amazing. A little bit of birch bark. I missed it. I listened through the camera instead of in front of me. This camp stove is awesome. I've had it probably about a year now, I think. Yeah, about a year. It's just a tiny bit more than a year. I usually fill it up with stuff before I take it with me, so it's just rip-roaring ready to go, like when I get there. So I'll take some of the items out of here, I'll throw it in there, and with all that wood, and then once I'm done doing that, I just simply put this little lid back in place. It's not fitting in there the way I'd like it to, because I guess I had that one piece of wood in the way. There we go. Now, and of course these things slide out. Kind of get in the way when you're trying to do what I'm doing right now, but not too bad. So this part comes off. This part now goes over top like this. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that sweet? That's awesome. So that's basically ready to go and to get a small little fire going if I need to have it in a heartbeat, which I used to do. I like starting a fire right away when I get to the cabin or shelters or wherever I am in the woods. There you go. And this amount of wood that's in here, that will burn for probably 10-15 minutes. It'll burn quite nicely. There we go. It just zips up like that. Fits right inside my backpack. This obviously, I will take some of these little logs, we'll call them logs, and I will put them in here. I bring another bag with me as well. There we go. I always keep an extra bag of stuff. You just never know when you're going to need it. So I have my stove, my bag, and where's my little fire starter thing in here? This stuff is just amazing for igniting. It's great. But here's my second bag here I carry. Just an extra one. A little watertight bag. Lots of birch bark. Birch bark's your best friend. And inside this bag, I still have to put more things in there. I have, as you can see, lots of those little squares from the dollar store, pine sap, more wood. So I'm going to put these all in here today. All these smaller pieces. You can actually carry quite a bit of wood if you keep you warm and comfortable for quite a few hours with this little Ohuhu stove in just a bag like this. So, because it does burn nice and slow. Not too slow, but nice and slow. I don't know if that's going to fit. Should I just try one more? Yeah, do it. I probably just fixed myself. That's probably not going to fit now. Let me move that. Now I'll take them out. Stuff that one down there. Maybe my eyes are bigger than my stomach. Yeah, even that one won't fit. But I don't normally throw them in my little Ohuhu stove solid, like a whole piece like this. Usually I cut it in half. But you could put one in there with a little bit of birch bark around it, and it would burn like one of those little rocket stoves. You know, it would just burn the piece slowly around the edge and then eat through the center, or burn through the center, I mean. So this piece would probably burn for about 10 minutes and keep you with some warmth. So how do I break these into size to fit in there? Let me see. I will take this here and my hatchet, my trusty hatchet from Jim. Kind of beat up. I need to sharpen it again. I sharpened it a couple days ago, but we tend to go through a lot of blade edges. Alrighty, so I'm just going to take these two outside for a second with this and my sharp knife, and we'll get this thing cut outside. Alrighty, here we've made it outside. Put these down. Grab my trusty knife. Nice knife. I haven't been cut by this knife yet, so I stress yet. I seem to have that type of luck, even though I try to be careful, but stuff happens. Yes, I'll just take this, tap this, and I've got myself 4 nice pieces of firewood from one of those with this and that. That sounds like a dog. I can hear a dog. For sure I do. Let me see. Or some runaway dog in the neighborhood. Take a look here. Da 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 da. It was a dog. Come here, Bronx. Come here. Come here, say hi. Come on. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. This is Bronx, everyone. Hello. How are you, big guy? You're a beautiful fella, aren't you? Sweet, lovable. You're just so... Oh, good God, you're gross. You're alright, big old fella. Anyways. El molested by the doggo. Holy cow. Well, thanks again for watching. That is my quick little video on what I do to prepare for fire out there in the woods. And thanks again for watching. Until next time. Bye. See you, Jim. Oh. See you.